When you walk through the front doors of Allegiance Capital Corporation, you're met by a picture of this jovial man.
Chairman is the appropriate title, I think.
David Mahmood.
I don't think you can have a better friend.
He's very ethical, very honest.
He's been a great mentor.
He's many things to many people. This particular plaque identifies him as MOB.
Most people who come in here and look at it think it means member of the board. To the employees around here, it means miserable old bastard.
Call him what you will, but you can't deny this MOB is a self-made man.
I come from a family of 4 immigrants.
The descendant of Syrian, Irish, Dutch, and Bohemian grandparents, David learned the meaning of earning a dollar at a young age.
My father put me to work very early.
After spending his youth working in his father's nightclubs and restaurants, David headed into corporate America.
I was a vice president of a major corporation that was 257th on Fortune's 500 by the time I was 30 years of age.
But he had an itch to do more.
By 33, I guess I started to believe some of my own press, and I went home and told my father, who was a very small businessman, how smart I was. And he looked at me with a modest amount of contempt and he said, "Son, you don't know what it is to be in business until you have to meet a payroll."
He would learn soon enough. Mahmood went all in on his quest to become an entrepreneur. It's documented on his office walls.
Misspent youth.
His first venture? The Hoyle playing card company. He trademarked what's now a household name. Then came posters.
Did all sorts of psychedelic posters in the 60s. It was like printing money. It was wonderful. The parents were tearing it off the wall and the college kids couldn't buy them fast enough.
Next up, he started a successful company called Hobby Time.
Beer making kits, wine making kits, even root beer making kits.
But with all this achievement, there were a few hiccups.
I discovered that if a kid was creative enough and used enough yeast and sugar, he could make root beer with 10% alcohol, so I had to do some changes there.
He hit the business bullseye time and time again with novelty dartboards, the idea to print ads on receipt paper, and a company that sold fine leather furniture. Many years later, the self-proclaimed serial entrepreneur wanted to help others just like himself.
I have a fondness for entrepreneurs. It's a weak spot that I have.
So came the idea for Allegiance Capital, a lower middle market investment banking firm that helps business owners buy, sell, and finance their companies.
I'm a little bit like a marriage broker. I have to sell the best attributes on both sides and bring these folks together. I do know when I'm successful, when a buyer and seller walk off into the sunset, arm in arm, smiling at each other, and they look over their shoulder and say, "I wonder why we paid that guy so much money. We didn't need him to fall in love."
David offers his clients something others can't: empathy. He's been in their shoes.
He does take a very strong stance on being an advocate for everyone that's in his circle, whether that is a client or an employee.
Nicholas Chavez is a vice president at Allegiance Capital and David's nephew. Just down the hall is David's wife, Connie.
Our lives currently are built around this company.
Allegiance Capital is a family business, just like many of the companies they help.
I don't call him Uncle David anymore. He's David, or as we referred to before, the MOB sometimes.
Even though it may look like his walls are already full with achievements, this MOB still has many big plans.
If I wasn't having as much fun, it certainly would be different. But my work is my hobby.
For Allegiance Capital Corporation, I'm Crystal Howard.